So here's a little note, you guys. Where is it? When solving an inequality, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number. So whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you always need to reverse the inequality symbol. So that means you need to flip it around every time you multiply or divide by a negative number. So let's look at an example. So we have x divided by 8 is -5. I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 8 to inverse this division. Notice how I didn't multiply or divide by a negative number. So our inequality symbol will stay the same. I'm going to go ahead and graph that real quick. So we have -40 to 0. Again, since we just have greater than and not greater than or equal to, I will use an open circle and I will shade all the numbers that are greater, which are the numbers to the right. We're going to look at another example. -24 divided is greater than 3x. I want to isolate this x, and remember this is multiplication when they're right next to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. Again, I did not divide by a negative number, so our inequality symbol will stay the same. So -8 is greater than x is the same thing as saying x is less than -8. So I'm going to go ahead and put an open circle on -8 and shade all the numbers less than it, which are the numbers to the left. I'm going to go ahead and put on the last two examples. You guys can work ahead of me and attempt these on your own. And then you can check your answers once I have gotten there. So 2 is less than y divided by -3. So to isolate our y, I'm going to multiply both sides by -3. That's going to leave me with -6. Since I multiplied by a negative, my sign is going to be reversed. Notice how my sign is now reversed because I multiplied both sides by -3. Again, negative 6 is greater than y is the same thing as saying y is less than negative 6. So I'm going to put an open circle on negative 6 and shade all of my numbers that are less than. And looking at our last example, we have negative 7y divided by negative 35 is going to give us, we want to isolate our y by dividing both sides by negative 7, since division is the inverse operation of multiplication. So I will go ahead and divide both sides by negative 7. Again, I am dividing both sides by a negative number. So that is going to cause my inequality sign to be reversed, leaving me with y is greater than or equal to 5. So because we have a greater than or equal to 5, that signifies that we're going to use a closed circle because it can be equal to 5, and all of our numbers greater than 5 are to the right. So our graph should look like that. We have one more example to look at. That is going to be another real life problem. So for that real life problem, here is our situation. At Raising Cane's, your favorite combo is the Caniac combo because it comes with 6 chicken fingers. Write and solve an inequality that represents the number of Caniac combos you need to buy to have 45 chicken fingers. So just like our other real life problem, we're going to break it down into those 4 parts. So again, let's identify our unknown. So what are we trying to figure out? We are trying to solve an inequality that'll represent and solve how many Caniac combos you need to buy. So our unknown is the number of Caniac combos you need to buy. And we can't forget that we need to assign a variable for our unknown. So I'm going to go ahead and call it C for combos. Okay. Now that we know our unknown, we can go ahead and lay out our blueprint for our inequality. So we know that our blueprint is going to be the number of chicken fingers in the caniac combo times the number of combos needs to be greater than or equal to the total number of chicken fingers needed. So now that we have our blueprint, we can go ahead and put together our inequality. So let's look at our first part. It's the chicken fingers in a caniac combo. We know that there's 6 chicken fingers times the number of combos. That is our unknown, right? And we know that our unknown, we're labeling it C. So we're going to go ahead and call this C. And it's going to be greater than or equal to the total number that we need, which tells us we need 45. So again, to undo this multiplication, we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 6. Leaving us with C is 7.5. Again, we didn't divide by negative numbers, so our inequality symbol can remain the same. So C is greater than or equal to 7.5. So we need to buy more than 7.5 combos. Since we cannot buy a half combo, we can go ahead and round up and be practical, and we can buy more than 8 combos in order to have the 45 chicken fingers that we need. At this point, go ahead and message Miss Zell or myself in our Zoom chat your favorite color if this is making some sense to you.